Aloha and welcome to Story Time with me, Marcus. In this video, we're going to read the book The Hungry Panda, written by Marcus Aurelius. One day, a panda wakes up in the forest, and after stretching his legs, he hears his stomach growl. Being very hungry, the panda looks around for food, but realizes that he ate all of it yesterday. Having to search for food, the panda starts walking around. As the panda walks around the forest, searching for more bamboo to eat, he hears, "Hey, you don't belong here!" Looking up into the tree where the sound came from, the panda sees a whole bunch of baboons staring at him. "Everyone, attack the panda!" the baboon leader says. Running away from the baboons, the panda leaves the forest and begins walking on a large field of grass. Feeling a gentle breeze brush against his cheeks, the panda likes the freedom of open space. Looking back and seeing the baboons sitting at the edge of the forest, the panda walks away from them. Wandering around the large field of grass, the panda doesn't see any bamboo growing. Feeling his stomach growl again, the panda realizes he is very hungry. Thinking about returning to the forest to search for more food, the panda turns around and begins to walk back when he hears, "Hey, where are you going?" Turning around, the panda sees a giant dinosaur standing there looking at him as if he wanted to eat him. "I was going back to the forest," the panda says. "What kind of animal are you?" "I am a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I am going to eat you," the T-Rex says. Scared of being eaten by the T-Rex, the panda says, "I am a panda, and I don't want to be eaten. If you eat me, I will give you indigestion." "That's okay. Indigestion is better than being hungry and having to search for food," the T-Rex says. After roaring loudly at the panda, the T-Rex says, "Do you have any last words before I eat you?" Scared that the T-Rex is really going to eat him, the panda freezes up and is unable to move. Wanting to run away, but also wanting to say something funny for his last words, the panda is unable to do either because of fear. Time begins to slow down as the panda watches the T-Rex move towards him. Looking into the T-Rex's mouth, the panda sees many large and sharp teeth, each one ready to pierce his flesh. The panda closes his eyes and prepares for death when he hears a new voice say, "Hey, your roar woke me up, so now you owe me money." "What?" the T-Rex says confused. "I don't owe you money." "Yes, you do," the honey badger says. "Your roar woke me up, so pay me money or pay the consequences." "What are the consequences?" the T-Rex says. "You don't want to know," the honey badger says. Not wanting to stay and pay the honey badger any money, or get eaten by the T-Rex, the panda quickly runs away while the T-Rex is distracted. Walking back to the trees, the panda enters the forest and begins searching for food. Hearing a lot of commotion, the panda stops walking as he sees a big gorilla run past him as fast as he can. Not far behind the gorilla is a big brown bear, running as fast as he can. Wondering why the bear is chasing the gorilla, the panda watches them run away and then continues to search for food. Getting lost in the forest, the panda finds a pool of water and runs over to it. Looking at the bottom of the lake, the panda sees a whole bunch of gems, jewels, and gold coins. Wondering what kind of animal collects those things, the panda drinks some water. After drinking some water, the panda looks around for food and only sees a large tree stump covered in moss. Feeling tired from all of his exploring, the panda walks over to the mossy tree stump and sits on it. A few minutes later, a beautiful white unicorn walks over and looks into the lake. The moment the unicorn tried to grab some of the gems with its mouth, a mermaid swims over and grabs the unicorn's neck. Pulling the unicorn into the water, the mermaid doesn't let go until the unicorn drowns. Having watched the whole thing, the panda is glad he didn't try to take any gems. Then suddenly, a swarm of piranhas swim towards the dead unicorn, and in only a few minutes they eat all of the flesh and leave only the bones, which sink to the bottom of the lake. One of the piranhas burps loudly and says, "Tasty!" The panda, wanting to rest for longer, sits on the mossy tree trunk and watches a big and strange animal walk up to the pond. Seeing the four-legged animal about to step into the lake, the panda says, "I wouldn't do that if I were you." Looking around, the big and strange-looking animal sees a black and white animal sitting on a mossy tree stump nearby. Looking at the panda, the animal says, "Why not? And what kind of animal are you?" The panda walks closer to the big and strange-looking animal and says, "Because I watched a mermaid drown a unicorn when it tried to take some of the gems. And I am a panda. What kind of animal are you?" "I am a hippopotamus, and I am not afraid of a mermaid," the hippopotamus says. "You might not be afraid of the mermaid, but I am. Good luck with your life," the panda says, and then walks away. After watching the panda walk away, the hippopotamus looks at the gems and coins again and, deciding not to fight a mermaid for them, walks away. Wandering around the forest, the panda sees a banana tree growing a large bunch of yellow bananas. Walking over to the banana tree, the panda looks at the strange growing plant and wonders what it is and if it is food. Thinking about eating one of the yellow bananas, the panda reaches out his paw to grab one. Before he could grab a banana, the panda hears, "Hey, those are our bananas! Now leave before we attack you!" Looking around, the panda sees a group of chimpanzees come swinging towards him on vines. Not wanting to fight the chimpanzees, the panda says, "No need to fight. I will leave." Disappointed, the leader of the chimpanzees says, "Are you sure you don't want to stay and fight? It's been a long time since we've been in a fight." The panda, after hearing his stomach rumble, says, "No thanks. I am too hungry to fight. I only want to find food." Then the panda walks away. Hearing his stomach growl again, the panda sniffs the air and smells something very familiar. Sniffing the air again, the panda is sure that he is smelling bamboo nearby. Following his nose, the panda keeps smelling the air and soon finds the bamboo growing. Excited that he found food, the panda runs towards it. Grabbing a bamboo plant, the panda begins eating the leaves. Enjoying the delicious food, the panda gets lost in eating and doesn't hear the animal sneaking up on him. The new animal, walking up close to the panda, says, "Did I say you could eat that bamboo?" Startled from the new voice, the panda turns around and looks into the eyes of a giant tiger. The tiger licks its lips as it waits for the panda to respond. Scared and barely able to talk, the panda says, "No, you didn't say I could eat the bamboo, but I didn't know it was yours." Licking its lips again, the tiger says, "That's okay. The bamboo isn't mine." "Okay, good," the panda says, relieved he isn't eating the tiger's bamboo. "So you don't mind if I eat it then?" "Not if you don't mind me eating you," the tiger says and takes a step forward. Taking a few steps backwards, the panda says, "Yes, I do mind, and if you eat me, I will give you indigestion." "That's okay. Indigestion is better than starving to death, and I am very hungry," the tiger says, and showing its big and sharp teeth begins walking towards the panda. "Wait! the panda says. "Don't I get to say any last words before you eat me?" "Really? I am about to eat you, and all you can think about is saying a few last words?" Sighing, the tiger says, "Okay, fine. What are your last words?" "Before you eat me, can you show me how loud you can roar?" the panda asks. "You want me to roar at you before I eat you?" the tiger says, confused. "Yes, I have never heard a tiger roar before, so before I die, I want that to be the last thing I hear." "Okay, that is a strange request, but I can do that." Then the tiger roars very loud. Clapping, the panda says, "Very good, but I think you can do better." "What? You don't think that roar was amazing?" the tiger says. "That roar was good, but I think you can do better." "Oh, I will show you better." The tiger then takes a deep breath, expands his chest, and roars with all his might. "Wow, that was a very impressive roar. Okay, you can eat me now, even though I am not happy about it," the panda says. "Don't worry about not being happy. You won't be alive much longer to feel sad," the tiger says, and takes a step towards the panda. Looking to his left, the panda is relieved to see that his plan worked. The panda sees a small black and white animal running towards them. Stopping in front of the tiger, the honey badger says, "Hey, your roar woke me up. Now you owe me money." "What? I don't owe you money," the tiger says, confused as to what is happening. "Either you can pay me money or pay the consequences," the honey badger says, staring into the tiger's eyes. Seeing the tiger distracted with the honey badger, the panda is happy that his plan worked, and now he can run away. Although he is sad that he can't eat any more of the delicious bamboo. Walking around the forest, the panda searches for more food. Hearing what sounded like an animal laughing, the panda hears from behind him, "That silly tiger fell for your trick, but we won't." The panda turns around and sees a pack of hyenas standing there, each one looking at him with hungry eyes. "What trick?" the panda says. "Having the tiger roar so the honey badger shows up. Very clever. Hopefully some of that will pass on to us after we eat you," the hyena leader says. Not wanting to be eaten, the panda quickly climbs up a tree. Looking at the hyenas, the panda says, "You don't want to eat me. I will give you indigestion." "Everything we eat gives us indigestion. We hope that fresh meat won't," the hyena leader says. Then the hyenas begin to form a circle underneath the panda. The hyena leader licks his lips and says, "I have found that animals will either try to run away or fight when surrounded by death. What are you going to do?" The panda looks at the hyena leader, and before he can say anything, they all hear, "Charge!" The leader of the Coelophysis dinosaurs says. Too afraid of being eaten by the hyenas, the panda doesn't hear or see the charging dinosaurs, but the hyenas do. The hyena leader, seeing the charging dinosaurs, says, "Quick, run away! Everyone for themselves!" Then the hyena group runs away. Confused as to why the hyenas suddenly began running away, the panda looks around and sees the group of charging dinosaurs. Not wanting to get trampled by them, the panda sits in the tree until they all run past him. After climbing down from the tree, the panda hears, "Wow, that was a lot of dinosaurs that ran by." Looking around for the animal that said that, the panda doesn't see anything. "I'm hiding up here," the animal says and waves its paw from between the leaves. Seeing the giant paw and the black spots with orange hair, the panda knows exactly what animal is hiding there. Turning around, the panda starts running away as fast as he can, but doesn't get very far before the jaguar leaps out of the tree and lands on him. Collapsing onto the ground, the panda looks at the jaguar. "Where are you going in such a hurry?" the jaguar says with a smooth voice. "Why not stay here and become my lunch?" "If you eat me, I will give you indigestion," the panda says. "Are you sure about that?" the jaguar says. "How do you know that if I eat you, I will get indigestion? I have eaten a lot of animals and have never got indigestion before." The jaguar looks at the panda, licks its lips, and begins salivating at the thought of eating. "Do you have any last words before I eat you?" the jaguar says. Looking at the jaguar, the panda opens his mouth, but before he can say anything, a high-pitched voice said, "Hey, jaguar, I told you what would happen if I ever caught you in my tree again. Now, you must pay the consequences." The squirrel then whistles loudly, and squirrels from everywhere appear at the edge of the tree branches that hang over the jaguar. The squirrel then says, "Squirrel Army! This jaguar has been found guilty of invading my tree! Now punish it!" In unison, the squirrel army begins throwing acorns at the jaguar. With so many squirrels throwing acorns, the jaguar couldn't withstand being hit and runs away. With some of the squirrels having bad accuracy, many acorns also hit the panda. Not wanting to be hit by any more acorns, the panda runs away, happy to still be alive. Wandering around the forest, the panda hears his stomach growl again. Feeling very hungry, the panda begins to wonder if he is ever going to find food. Then the panda smells something new. Wondering where the sweet smell is coming from, the panda follows his nose. Seeing a large raspberry plant, the panda begins running towards it until he sees a big, fat, and ugly goblin sleeping on a rock nearby. Not wanting to wake up the goblin, the panda sneaks over to the raspberry plant and eats one of the raspberries. Liking the flavor of the raspberry so much, the panda begins to moan. Hearing the goblin snore, the panda looks over at it and hopes it doesn't wake up. Rolling over, the goblin scratches its stomach and keeps sleeping. Eating raspberries until he becomes full, the panda then quietly walks away. Finding a tall tree with a big branch, the panda walks over and climbs up the tree. Finding a comfortable spot, the panda closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and begins to take a nap. The end. Thanks for reading, and enjoy! If this is the first story you've read from my books, then congratulations! You now have 1 gratitude point. If this is not your first time reading my books, then congratulations! Your gratitude points have just doubled. As you continue to read my books, your gratitude points will double. Once you have over 1,000,000 gratitude points, you become a member of the 1,000,000 Points of Gratitude Club. If this book earns you over 1,000,000 gratitude points, then congratulations! You've just joined the 1,000,000 Points of Gratitude Club! For all of this, I say congratulations! And thank you. See you in the next video. I love you all.